Do you want to go into business for yourself? Do you have dreams of success, of being in control of your own destiny, of being your own boss? If you don't have a plan for creating the business you want to live with, chances are that your new business will become a chain around your neck. I'm Chris Hanlon. Welcome to the Profit Wizard Show. Now, a week or so ago, I promised that over 4 shows we're going to be looking at you getting into your own business. Last time we looked at starting a traditional business. In upcoming shows, we're going to be looking at internet business and even starting a network marketing or multi-level marketing business. Pros and cons of both of those. But today, we're going to look at getting into a franchise, buying a franchise. Now, nothing I am saying here should be taken as legal advice. And when buying a franchise, legal advice is extremely important. Don't depend on second-hand advice either. Every franchise and every deal is different. So if your uncle went and tried to buy this franchise, don't take his advice. What I'm going to do for you today is to share a few simple but important tips when looking at buying a franchise. Now, the first thing to be aware of is the difference between owning or running a franchise. This is critical, but it's overlooked by most people. Simply, there are 2 types of people who buy a franchise. Those who intend to own the franchise and let it operate without their day-to-day involvement, and those that run the franchise, often being the sole operator, and the business really depends on them being part of it. And this difference is a really important one. Not all franchises are equal. Some are more likely to require a hands-on role than others. Now, if you can afford a major fast food franchise, you'll be able to take on a hands-off role pretty much from the beginning, and your investment is likely to pay off well. However, I'm going to assume for this video that isn't the case for you. Your ultimate goal for any business, whether it's a franchise or any of the others we talk about, is to eventually be in an ownership role. This is where you'll be able to view your business as an investment without being tied up in the day-to-day running of the business. This should be your ultimate goal in all cases. This is important because when you're in this position, you can use your marketing expertise to increase the value of your investment in your business. So, knowing that you want to be in an ownership role eventually, you will want to be careful in choosing a franchise that will allow this to happen for you. So the first check is to make sure that buying this franchise will eventually be viable to get staff in for the day-to-day running and still have the business pay you a profit. It is probable that you'll need to run the business yourself at first, okay? And this is fine so long as you know that the business can become free of you at some point. Check number 2 will be your personality. If you're the type that loves creating systems, solving problems, making things work right, it's unlikely any franchise is right for you. When you're paying for a franchise, you're paying for the business system. Now, if you intend to run the business, you must do it using the system you paid for. This is really important. If you have a system in place, then you can hand over the running of the business to staff using that system when the time is right. You start playing with that, you're going to ruin that, and also you're going to get in trouble with the franchise company. The other thing you want to check is if the business fits with your personality. Check number 3 is going to be that the training will be effective and sufficient. You want to be sure that you will receive full training before you start running your franchise, so you feel comfortable with it. You need to know that the business system is well documented and that you will have access to all of that documentation. That's really important. You should also ensure that affordable training is available for any future staff you bring on. Okay, check number 4, research. Now, I've put mystery shopping there. You want to personally mystery shop several of the existing franchises after doing your basic research. You want to dovetail and make sure that the information you got from your research matches up with the experience you had when you're in those stores. In this, you should trust your instincts as much as your observations. You may want to visit the same store at different times or on different days just to check how that goes. Once you're happy with your mystery shopping results, you should talk to some current owners of franchises to find out what they think about the franchise company and how smoothly things are organized. Now, the company will give you a list of people to call, but I'd recommend that you see if you can catch up with a couple of people that are not on the list that own those franchises, just to see if the story matches. Now, I know this sounds a little melodramatic or a little over the top, but I know of at least one company that's structured in such a way that many of those franchisees are so tied in they cannot afford to say anything against the company, although they'd like to. And those on the list are the ones that will spin the company line. Speaking to others can warn you of the danger of taking on this particular franchise. Now, you should also check out the internet for discussions or comments on franchise you're looking at. Simply Google the company name and look at all the hits, particularly those in forums and chat rooms. Now, this type of information is not very trustworthy, but it can often alert you to problems that have not surfaced through other lines of inquiry. So I highly recommend you do that, and it's pretty easy to do. Check number 5 is the test drive. The franchise company should allow you to spend some time working in a franchise if you are indeed a serious buyer for this franchise. This is your chance to see the system in action, see how the staff work together and the type of customers that frequent the business. Are they the sort of people that you want to be working with? It will also tell you whether you want to be able to handle work, whether you will be able to handle working in the business once you're committed to it. And that's really important. So that's all we have time for today. In summary, franchises are not for everyone, but they do suit some people more than other types of business might. Make sure you have the right temperament for a franchise and that the particular business itself suits your personality. And above all, make sure that you're not buying a job without a future or a job without a retirement plan. You need to determine whether you can become an owner rather than just an operator in the future. Okay, next time we're going to look at network marketing or multi-level marketing. Until then, I'm Chris Hanlon. This is the Profit Wizard Show, and I'll see you next time. Tip number 5, it's more important to learn about marketing than